We're going to cover 3 things. The last one is you're going to have a plan to work to pretty much till the end of the year, and like a focus plan of the areas that are going to move your business forward, move your roles forward. So we're going to be clear without distraction. The middle part is going to be focusing on how can we actually have a really good break over summer, and that's going to come from being clear how much work do we need to do beforehand to hand off, delegate, plan for, and get our heads around. But none of that is going to work unless we've got the time to do it. Who is quite busy? Always feeling busy, always got a lot to do. So we're just going to look at what we call the time target to get our heads around time. People talk about time management, but you can't manage time. Time's just a thing. We've all got the same amount of it, but we can learn to manage ourselves better. So we have important, not important, urgent and non-urgent. Do you know where this has come from, Jim? Steve Covey's.
Yep.
Yep. So this is what we tend to do. This is not in the workbooks. This is bonus territory. You're welcome.
This is free.
This is free.
We've talked about it, John.
Yeah. It's complimentary.
Complimentary.
It's a loss leader.
It's a bonus.
It's a loss leader. So this is urgent and important, and it's a demand on our time. So this is typically customer work. So there's a deadline. We need to do our work in time to fix it. So must be done, and there's a line to it. There's a deadline that it needs to happen. Now, that's okay. We do want to be spending time here. This one is urgent but not important, and it's deception because it tricks us to make us think it's important just because it's urgent. And an example here is notifications on your phone or emails that we think we need to respond to at a given time because someone's emailed us or even called us. It could be our lowest quality customer. It could be our lowest quality job. It could be something that does not need to happen at this point, but we think it's urgent because it's come through to us. And again, especially phone notifications. So that tricks us. And so what we tend to do is we spend our time in this reactive way. We're always reacting because we've got to do that customer thing and I've got to answer that email or follow up with that person. So it becomes, this is that rat on the wheel. This is that busyness that we just keep moving on and we can't seem to get out of. It doesn't move us forward. And so what we do, because we think, I'm so busy, I must need a reward. And so we spend some time with distraction. So I've been working so hard, I deserve to look at TikTok for a little while. Oh wow, this is so exciting. Or Instagram, if that's your flavor. Or YouTube, or TV, or we play games, or we eat another pie. So we find some distraction. Is it you the pie man, or are you talking to them? Right.
I've got them sugar as well.
So yeah, there's your distraction. They've had enough thinking. And this is the kind of work that often gets dropped. When I've run this session before, I've had 4 balls. A green ball, a blue ball, a yellow ball, and a red ball. And I start with 1, and I go, how easy is it for us to throw a ball back and forward? And it's easy. Okay, here's 2. How about that? Yep, no problem. Here's 3. Oh shit, now it's getting a little bit harder. And then I introduce the 4th, and it's a fucking nightmare, and they're all over the floor. And it's really embarrassing for the person doing it, so you're lucky I didn't bring the balls today. The idea is, there are so many balls coming at us every day, it's impossible to catch them all. And so what we tend to do is we drop this one. And we need to learn and be okay that we can't handle it all. We just can't handle everything that comes at us. So we want to be almost color coding tasks as they come. Are they green? Are they blue? And those are the must ones I've got to keep up. I must put some time in my calendar for planning or following up on quotes. Because otherwise there will be no change to my business. It's just going to be the same. I'm going to be on the wheel until I'm Jim's age, you know. We might be like that. And then we feed ourselves with distraction, and because we're busy, so we deserve a break. This is what's going to change the game. And so this is the stuff that we're working on today. Does that make sense? I think that's my...
Do you guys ever feel like that?
100%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I had a contracting business, I always felt like I was on the
100%.
edge of madness.
Yeah.
So, yeah, today we'll come up with some tools about how to do more of this and way less of this. So that is what we call the time target. Now, what we are here for. So when we're busy, is it easier to stop and think or just get our head down and get things done? So you're real busy. Is it easy to stop and think when you're busy? Or is it easy just to keep fucking moving?
You don't feel you have a choice there.
No, it's stop. I mean, but the challenge I've got is like no matter how much you plan, there can be obstacles in the way. So you've got to go and sort that out.
Yep.
You know, and then basically your to-do list, you get distracted from it as well. And but over time, you know, you sort of come back to your list and then you keep on work a bit late, and then you complain about spending more hours at work and all that, you know.
Yep.
It's that. But you're right, you know, about the color cutting, you know, of how to get that right and prioritize.
And there's nothing wrong with having our head down and just moving forward and getting things done, as long as we're pointed in the right direction. And so that's where that initial planning comes from, going, what direction am I going in? And then, shit, you know, I've got a lot to do, I'll focus. And when I come up, I'm still going in the right place. So often, we just get real busy and I'm like, shit, my plan, or I thought I was going to be over there. It's like digging underground and coming up in the wrong place. In the cartoons, they'd come up in the wrong country or something like that. So, yeah, we don't want to be spinning on a wheel. So the idea is, with that idea around Christmas, for example, it's just a good idea thinking about who needs to do what by when, well before we actually take the break. This is, how much laptop or phone happens during that Christmas time when you're supposed to be relaxing with family? Are you on your laptops? Are you on your phone? Does it ring?
Previous years, gotten a lot better now. Previous years, yeah.
Yeah, cool. What was the change?
Just realising the importance of family time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But being able to make time for yourself. Because no one else is going to make it for you.
Yep.
So trying to, though, it has times and moments, though. So it's funny because out through business, yes, you know, you're constantly learning, but you get to a point now as well. It's like, how do you try and manage that time around Christmas as well? So it is trying to set boundaries for people too, and saying, hey, look, and let them know early.
Yeah.
So they can get what they need to in before that date, and then you can free yourself up. So
100%.
trying to be strategic around that. So, yeah.
Because if we don't, who does it impact? Who notices when we're on our phone, on our laptop?
Kids,
Family.
Yeah.
You're not present.
Okay. Yep. Your kid's building a sandcastle and you're like, yeah, it's good. And doing social media and stuff like that, how much does that affect you over that kind of time that you're on your phone or laptop?
I do it in blocks mostly, so I like set times of the day that I do it.
Yeah.
but I do end up finding that, like, when I'm sitting, you know, in the evening watching TV with my partner or whatever, then I'll be scrolling like, oh, that's a good idea, and I'm, you know, it's always on, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the idea here is when we're organised, it's like a dress rehearsal for delegating, and the only way we're going to free ourselves up from time and still have a successful business is being able to delegate some of the work to different people or even to different times in our day. So we're structuring things. So the idea behind this lesson is called the escape plan. So it's a sexy way to get you in the door. Think, fuck, that sounds amazing. You're going to be like Tom Cruise at the end of this, coming up with an escape plan. What do you know, how much time do you typically take off in this time?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Yeah. From just before Christmas till just after New Year kind of thing?
Yep.
Yeah. Same?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah. Jim, how about you?
2 weeks max.
Yeah, okay.
And that's because I'm unorganised.
Right. So coming back in to get things done.
It's not. There's always something to do, right?
Mm.
And there's always that business plan you want to ride, or come back early, you know, get that in before all the madness starts. And you make all those excuses.
It's interesting because we go, that's the quieter time even, so we can do our planning because we haven't carved that out later. How about you, Rash? Do you know yet? You're new here. Maybe you don't get any time.
No, I don't know if I will. No, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. What do you usually do at this kind of time?
I'm like the kind of person who works through because I like the quiet time, like Jim, and can actually get stuff done and play catch up and do all the projects. But we'll see. This year, I don't know if anyone will want to pay me over Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the other concern, right?
Yeah.
You know, you know, like, it sounds easy, right? That you can take a break and all that, but you still got to pay the holiday pay. You know that people aren't going to pay you on the 20th of January when they are meant to, right? So you have to plan all of that and, you know, make sure that, you know, we can make payroll. So we come back early to make sure we can make payroll. You know, there's a lot goes on in your head, probably because you have a plan. And I'm a pretty good planner, but that's always the worry. And in this environment, there's not a lot of work to come back to, maybe.
So it might need to be drumming up. Yeah, Harriet, how about you?
I think it's 2 weeks this time, isn't it?
Well, you're off to bloody England, mate.
Yeah.
Right.
She's off to England early, so she's just leaving me.
Great.
She's just gone. You know, like,
We didn't see that on the profile. So the idea here, again, is sort of coming up with two plans. One is how can we forward think about that time now? So rather than 15th of December going, shit, I need to sort this and that out. We're just starting to forward think it, and we've got time to implement some things. And then again, just this 90-day plan. What are some other things? Do I need to get better at sales? Do I need to be following up and put some disciplines in my week that this is going to happen to make sure that the business comes in? This is always key, and it's really easy to run off forward without having this chance to look back. And so this is now, you've got these workbooks, and I just want you to write down on this side, what are some wins that you've had over the last, let's say, 90 days? And then what are some challenges that you've kind of grown through in this kind of period as well? And with that challenges one on that growth, there should always be a lesson that comes out of it. We should always learn something from any difficult thing that we go through. Because if we don't learn it, we repeat it. And some of the, for example, the challenges, you know, cash flow issues, and then you've learned, oh shit, I should be following up the quotes that I've sent out. So that's a good, like a learning, a lesson. from there. And the importance of this kind of exercise is with the wins, it's so easy just to look back over the last few months and go, fuck, it's just been so tricky, and it's hard to remember the good things sometimes.
Yeah.
But if we make the time and someone's pushing the time and we go, actually, this did happen. I did this. I remember that thing, and it might be small, but if we don't capture it, we just skip over it. So the idea is that we're regularly capturing these wins. I've got a group that I work with. They're salespeople in the insurance industry. Every Friday, I ask them, we've got a messenger chat, what were their wins for the week?
Yeah.
I make them write it down. And this morning, I sent that message at 6 in the morning because I said, I've got a busy day and I'm running a workshop at 7. You know, it's important that consistency builds that consistency. Every week, what are those wins?
One of our customers, he's got this thing which I think is so cool. Waterflow, they're one of our newish customers, I suppose. And they say it's 10 by 10. So their sales team has to call 10 people by 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. So they either follow up on the quotes. Mm-hmm. So you imagine how easy that is. If you pull the old thing and go, shit, have I done my 10 by 10? So if you've done 100 quotes or 10 quotes, it could be 5 by 10, but it doesn't matter. Every day, his sales team brings 10 people before 10 o'clock. Because then they have to follow up on the course and they have to send emails.
That's
and
a
I
good
thought,
one.
what a cool... It's just in my head, I tell everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's such a simple way. Yeah,
Because if we don't make that line, just, I'll call people at some point and, but I've got to do this. But if it's, now I've got a rule.
Got to check those football results.
Exactly. Super quickly, time again is of the essence, but what's the best win that you've had over the last 90 days? And Manu will go around like a clock.
So again, how many?
Best win.
Your best one
in the last
90 days.
Yeah.
Family time at Eden Well.
Great. Yeah, totally. It's so important that we capture that. Yeah. Harriet?
Getting a new and better job.
Okay. Yeah, good one. So you've left this place. Is that what? Okay, sorry.
She worked for you and she came to me, John. What can I say?
We're helping her plan a
Lexi, yeah.
For me, it was doing my first public speaking event and converting a client from.
Nice.
Which was our.
Yeah. You
our
did
event.
very well.
Yeah.
That was great. Awesome.
Mine's similar to Harriet's, really. Yeah. Finishing up on a good note at the other place and starting here. And actually, it's coming together nicely. So.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
Hiring Harriet.
Yeah, great.
Getting some help for the business. So I've got a good, great new mentor who's putting good systems in place.
Awesome.
So we are, like I said earlier, I'm converting Xero into a CRM.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's like, rather than going into another CRM, just using Xero is my total one-stop solution.
Remember that.
Yeah, and he reckons that's how it should be used. Rather than you can't just limit it to accounting software. You put all your notes there. It's all live. You track your quotes.
One thing.
Yeah. And it's with Xero, like in the next couple of years.
Hey Siri, remind me to look at Xero as a CRM today at 11 a.m.
Yeah. And especially with like the developments they're doing, especially with AI, in the next year or so, it's heading into a really good direction. It's all cloud-based, right? So you can access it anywhere. So
I'm going to jump into the looking forward. So on the next page, what is giving you confidence? And that you go, yes, I know I'm getting this right, like I feel good about this. And then, what are some areas that I want to work on? What are some categories I know I need to do some work on? What are you getting right? Feel confident about? And then some areas, having some focus would make a big difference to you. And this time, and Ash, we'll start with you, we'll go that way. For this categories, what's just a couple of things that you chose from there? What are the areas that you want to work on?
Stronger social media marketing.
Okay.
And converting the leads I'm getting from following up to a profitable sale.
Yeah, great. I like that word, profitable. Good one. Jim, how are you?
Keeping our partners updated.
Okay, good one.
Yeah, probably time management.
Yeah.
And at the moment, because when you start a new job, it's all very full on. Yeah. And you want to go home and you want to do a bit more research and that. So it's, but probably at the moment it's like work-life balance as well.
That balance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Two
Okay.
kids under 8, is it? Or
16.
how old are they?
16 and 12.
16 and 12, so they need a lot of your time,
Yeah. But you want to go home and you want to start up the laptop and
right?
start working on that system and but you've got to think, okay,
Yeah.
you've got to have a bit of downtime.
Mine is balance between working on the business versus in it.
Mm-hmm.
So working on growing it, not just doing client work.
Yes.
I think what I want to work on is just gaining more knowledge, just about my role and also the company that I work for and everything.
Yep, cool. Manu, how about you?
I'll just put everything and do it better. Do it better than what I done last week.
Yeah. So how would you measure that? How do we know?
How would you measure by doing it better each week? For example, for like emails and following up on doing that, but then I guess
And the reason I'm sort of drilling into it is like Jim had his 10 by 10, we know. Did or didn't, like it's clear. But did something better. How do we tangibly measure that? So
well, this week was better than last week. How do I measure that by? I can just feel I've done better.
okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I've written it or documented it. You could do that, I guess. You could write down how much emails you've done, and then double that. And then do it in a small space of time and work out a better way to throw that many emails out, but faster the week after, you see. So you could measure it that way and do that. But I know with the method I've done it better than I would have done last week or the week before that. This week.
So one of the way that we measure intangibles tangibly, not real or not hard, is, well, I'll show you, is going 1 to 10. So how did I feel last week? I felt like it was 5 out of 10. Okay. So what can I do this week to make it 6 or 7? So we make something that's, so intangible means we sort of can't hold it. Like, I want to do better. Well, what does that mean? But if we went from 5 out of 10 to 6 out of 10, then we can start to see a difference. So I'll keep going into that as we go through.
If you could have a thing like, because I'm not sure what the problem you're trying to solve is, but if you get 100 emails a week, going back to the time chart, do you A, B, and C what's priority? Do you red flag them, the ones that I have to get to today? That's what I do. Ones that I know I have to, like Lexi's on at me to get something to her, because I don't want to upset Lexi because she's a rabid dog. So I have a red flag for Lexi stuff, or if I need to get an email out to the client that day, I put a red flag on. The rest of it isn't important.
I've done a similar thing to that. I've just made up a process myself where I've got a filing system, a hard copy of everything. I don't file it on a computer or anything. My brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
But so what I've done is I've created a hard copy file system of it all. And what I've done is I've given myself time, because what I've noticed in the past when I price something and whatnot, go and get photos and all that, I have to sit on it for a few days to work out the methodology in my head of how the best way I can actually process all that. And so previously in the past, I'll take a photo and I'll price it or want it or get a QS to do it. Where now I'm starting to do it myself so I can hone in on it to turn it into a quote, but it takes a few days to do it. And
normal.
so that there is better than what I've done previously.
So it's a win, right?
100%. And so to be able to go and say, do that better next week, well, then I just need to sit and wait and see how I can work my brain from now till then. It could be a walk, it could be today on the golf course, and I'll go, got it.
Yeah.
I can work this out better than the week before, you see. And then so I'm always constantly thinking, you get a sheet of jib from down there and bring 100 of them up here. I'll work out pretty quickly after 3 sheets the fastest way to do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? and the fastest way, the cheapest way, and whatnot. Now I can build that in my head with me being at home playing on the golf course with my kid in the backyard or whatnot. I just got to give myself time. But pulling away from QSs or whatnot, because what I've noticed with pricing jobs in that is I'm losing a lot of them. Now I'm trying to work out the problem, why. And so I'm going, okay, well, let's control this. Let's have a look at it, and I'll price it myself and whatnot. And so I'm doing something different and switching strategy, you see. And so this is a lot better than what I've done the previously week.
And so
whatnot. So then come next week, I'll look back on this week and then see what I've done and then do it again to go better. So I don't know if you can scale that or whatnot, but I know within...
So what we can see is, are you winning more jobs?
Am I winning more jobs?
So that's what I mean. That's how you can measure it. So that's how you can measure you're doing better. You're either winning more profitable jobs.
I won't know now until another 2-3 weeks' time for what work I've put in now.
That's fine.
And so it's not saying I can scale from the week before and go, okay, cool, I've won more jobs now. But it's actually, well, hey, what have I spent in the last, argument's sake, 20 grand on pricing or whatnot for a job, okay, random number. Then I can go, okay, cool, in 2 months' time. It won't know until now. But what I do know is, without putting it on paper or whatnot, it's in my head. I know what I've done. It's going to have a great domino effect.
You know, so you got quotes done, right? Quotes one. Quotes followed up. I've done the quote. I followed up. A win that could still be, I lost it. I lost it by 7%.
It's always a win.
Exactly.
It's always a win.
I lost it by 7%. I look at my price. I would have made 2% if I got that job. Did I want to do that?
It's worth losing it.
So
It's a win.
Exactly. So it's a win.
So then what it does is collecting that data, though, you can see what's happening out there and going, okay, cool, this is what's happening. Sweet, well, let's just be patient, but let's change strategy and let's educate the team around something else or something whatnot, because it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
And being put in right front of the right person, you see. So regardless, it's always a win. Every day is a win.
Great.
It's great. Like the mindset.
Great job on your wins.
Yeah.
This is...
The parachute didn't open.
On the next page, this is just starting to really thinking about what does an ideal break look like. It doesn't have to be something like this, but what would you want to do less of?
That looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
So for me, this is my ideal thing.
Yeah.
I love islands. My two favourite sounds in the world, although I've added a third, which is my son laughing, is the wind whistling through palm trees and the waves crashing against a reef. My two favourite sounds in the world, and then I've added my son, that's right, I got told off. So for me, that's perfect. Some people like going hiking, some people like going to a big city or shopping or being super active. That to me, Lexi, I'm very much the same. It's kind of like that. So what do you want to do less of? For example, phone, checking emails, feeling stressed. What do we want to do more of? Time with family, jet boating around the reef. And I like that idea of that ultimate one. So if you had an ultimate breakaway, what would that look like? Again, it'd take a lot of planning, but yeah, where would that be? What would you do? Because if we don't think about these things, no one else is going to think about them for us. And the idea today, just scribble some notes down, but this is something that you can come back to and just start to really think about. And it's good to sit down with a partner or a family member and really map out what do we want to make sure we're doing less of in our holiday. Again, if we've got the kids, is it putting the phone away, but being comfortable because we've done all the shit that we needed to do beforehand rather than missing out on potential work.
Lexi, Aaron would have got all of that.
Huh?
Aaron would have got all of that.
And I'm going to leave that with you because, again, it can be personal, and this is something I suggest you actually spend some time thinking about. Because the only way we're going to get to doing this is in that forward planning. And so for you guys with businesses and potentially with team members, we need to think about who does what and who knows what we know. So we want to come up with ideas for passing over info or training, what's work in progress, what needs urgent action. And the idea is we're going to come up with a short list of what needs doing in the next few days, in the next few weeks, and it could be in the next sort of month or so. And in our business, all you need to do here is tick, and we're going to make ourselves a short list of what we need to be aware of. So currently, who does take care of invoicing? Like, is it you sending everything out? Okay. Is there somebody else who could be doing it while you're away? Is there bookkeepers involved or anything like that? So the idea is, we might write our name down, we might write the bookkeeper's name down. If it's a later thing, so what we want to do is, again, go from 5 out of 10 to 6 out of 10. We're not going to aim for 10 out of 10. Like, we're not going to completely reshape our business in the short term. We often try to get too much done in the short term. So if, I'm still going to be doing invoicing, we can put later, and this is just something we need to think about as our business grows. And if somebody else is already doing it, you just tick, 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 tick. How we motivate the team, and the team might be ourselves. So for you guys, how do I motivate the team? It's myself. So I need to come up with some ideas. I'm already doing it. I've got it done. This is something I can get onto in the next few days, something I can get onto in the next few weeks, or again, it might be later. This might be something that is a later thing. So essentially, you're just ticking each of these and in one of those boxes, so each.
So later is if you want to, if you're not happy the way it is, but you're not going to change it now. But
exactly. Yeah. So it might be a next year thing. So we're trying to get these quick, small wins out of here and those little next steps. Because if we don't think about this, we go, I'm the only person who can follow up leads. But if we go, well, hang on, actually, maybe I could get Lexi creating some more of this stuff. She's going to be working over the holidays. We've established that.
No rest for the wicked.
My marketing agency, we would approach companies and say, we will look after all your inbound inquiries through social media during the holidays so you can have a break. And they didn't even think that was possible. So they'd never even thought about that.
Might steal your idea.
So that was a service we offered, totally. So you go to people and say, hey, look, why don't you take this time off? I'll look after it for you. And again, as business owners, what we're starting to do is just think about how could we delegate more of this in the future? How can it be less of it that I must do? Why do I have to be the bottleneck all the time?
Or automate it.
Or automate it. And you can go at your own pace here. So the next one is around key clients. So who do I need to let know, hey mate, I'm going to be away for 2 weeks with little Billy, so don't email me. If it's urgent, send me a text or a WhatsApp or something. So there's a clear communication channel, so you're not chasing your emails. Like, email is the devil's invention.
Oh, sorry, I don't understand this form. So if I'm Manu and I want to have my 2 weeks off with my kids,
Yep.
Does that, so I don't contact personally, that's
So these
something
are-
I need to do
so-
now if I haven't already done it. Does now mean I have to action that now?
In the next couple of weeks,
Oh, sorry, I didn't read that. Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
or in the
Yeah,
or-
gotcha.
so now is sort of in the next few days.
Yeah, so it'd be next,
Next
wouldn't
is
it?
in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Christmas break.
yeah. So maybe the end of November, you're starting to
Yeah.
message the key clients, saying I'm going to be with Billy over this time.
Cool.
If you need me, text me. Don't email me because I'm not going to check my emails.
Most of these, it's because it's October. You know, for Christmas, you wouldn't. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be more of a next.
Next, yeah.
But there might be some training or some times in the calendar for training which might need to happen sooner rather than later. This bottom one's a good one. Follow-up binge with revenue opportunities. So put in some time in the calendar. I'm going to hammer all those quotes. I'm going to chase up all those kind of people to make sure that happens. Because we don't want to come back to an empty pipeline.
Or no money in the bank.
Exactly. And so often that's the fear. So we want to try and get as much work signed up before then as we can, and even forward plan it, saying to people, we're going to start this job on the 15th of January. And so you know you're coming back to work already set up.
The one I always found weird to do in a business like yours is making sure that I have commitments to be paid on while I'm away. Because you know you do all that rush work before Christmas, and so the money's going to hit the tin on the 20th, isn't it? In January, and then he's in fucking Japan,
Yeah.
right? You can't get hold of him.
100%. So
We've all been there, right?
Oh, exactly. I
And
had
so that's-
60,000 outstanding
Yeah.
one time over Christmas,
Been there, mate.
and they
Scary
they
time.
wouldn't pay. He delayed and delayed and delayed. It was,
And you know,
I still paid everyone else.
Yeah.
And I was stuck, and I was like, "Jeepers, is
so
this
you
guy
had
even
to
going to pay?"
go to the bank, get an overdraft. That I'll tell you, and you got to, you know,
I've never had to go to the bank for an overdraft. But yeah,
that's you know,
it was a worry.
what's it?
So I'd write that down,
Yeah.
like getting commitments for payment.
Yeah.
Because if we don't front foot it, like the squeaky wheel is the one that gets the grease
100%.
as far as payments go. So if we front foot it, then they go, okay, right, yeah, I've committed, I've voiced something.
And who's going to get more the money out? Your accountant, who doesn't really want to have that conversation. Sorry, Rash. And then you, who's got the personal relationship with the client, and you say, Rash is telling me you aren't committing to the date.
I've had to get a third party in because it's set. I don't want to get involved in it. I just want to try and step back from it.
Yeah.
So I get my partner to hound. And then if it's not happening, then I'll
you'll
get
get it.
involved
Mhm.
and then say, hey, to bring up and then say, look,
Mate,
we're a small business. We've done a good job. What's
I paid all the men.
Yep.
Pay
what's
the
the problem?
suppliers.
You know.
Yeah.
But then half time that's enough, and that gets pushed over anyway, compared to what it used to be. Cheapers, I tell you what.
Yeah. And it is that following up, and I agree with that, because you've got the relationship, so you get another hounder. One of my clients, they created a person who would send aggressive emails from a different email address. And the guy's name, I think it was Spanish for like debt collector or something. And so that was their bulldog, so they could keep a relationship. So yeah, the idea again, I'm teaching you to fish here. The idea is I'm going to leave this with you to think about, because the next one is suppliers and partners as well. Again, collecting debtors,
Yeah.
making sure. Do we need to let our landlord know what's going on when we're not going to be there? So if he sees the lights on, it's not us. Get them out of there. They're stealing our laptops.
Cancel the cleaning because they'll charge you anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Dumb shit like that, you know.
But yeah, this, understanding cash flow is really important over this kind of time. And that's you're cancelling the cleaner, reducing expenses. Stop the fruit platters being delivered when they come in every Friday.
That's good. You just create your own checklist, right?
Yes, and because where we land is here, and we come up with a one pager. So from those other pages that we've worked on, we go, okay, well, what are the now ones? Okay, what are in the next few weeks? And I've never even thought that I could hand over all my stuff. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to write that down, and maybe that's going to be something I work on for next year.
Automating our podcast, right? So that we think, do we send out a podcast at Christmas time, or anybody listen to a podcast? That sure as hell will, because
with time,
especially if it's adding value to your business. I think we all read books on business sometimes, even when we're on holiday.
Sure.
Or listen to a podcast, or learn how to hit the golf ball in a straight line. Which for me would be major.
Yep. When you're building that kid's new Lego set, you need something, or putting the bike together. Listen to something. So the goal of this little tool is
capture all that.
We're thinking about that, and again, we're not putting pressure on ourselves to get this all done this year, but we're capturing some of those things to think about. Same with key customers and clients, and then thinking again particularly from a cash flow perspective, because if we forward think that now, what the fuck do we need to make sure that we do to get that done before that time, rather than the 15th of December going, there's no money in the bank. What am I going to do?
Yeah, that's right.
Whose hands up have you been there before? Yeah, totally. And then you go into scramble mode, and there is nothing worse than desperation when you're chasing that person who owes you the money, or trying to deal with people, because Christmas is often already a desperate time. So there's a lot of steam in people's ears. Whereas if you go to them in November, and if you go to them in November, then you say, hey, look, I'm going to be away at this time. Can you tell your accounts person to pay me on the 15th of December?
Yeah.
And I'll shout you a few beers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, mate, cool. Because we're all calm. But we're not calm on the 15th of December. So we turn that into our one pager, and then we've got shit to do.
Yeah. So thanks, John. You've given us all more work to do.
Yeah. With time to do it.
No, that's it. With good planning.
So what we've got here is a very powerful tool. This one pager here. This is called, the sort of the scale plan is how to, and when we're in business, we want to get more income, more freedom, and more scale. And scale does not necessarily mean a bigger business. It just means sort of scaling up to the level that we want it to be. And for some people, it might be, I just want to have me and then a lot of Lexi's doing some work. For others, I want a 100-person business. For others, I want to have a business in each city in New Zealand, or in New Zealand and Australia. So it's whatever we decide we want this to be doing. So what is our ideal is something for us to think about. And then what I do here for the theme is, this is the theme of this quarter, this next 3 months until
so this
Christmas.
is for 3 quarters.
This
quarterly
is,
review. Quarterly
that's right.
Scale plan. Yeah.
Yes. So this is for the next 90 days.
So Q4. Yeah.
And when I talk about the theme, is I often make it like a word or a mantra or something that's going to get me through and push me forward.
Yeah.
So one client that I worked with, they wanted to take their kids to America a year later. So we had to put things in place for that to be able to happen. And so their theme was USA, USA, USA. And so every time things got difficult or whatever, they'd go, USA, USA, USA. So it became their theme for the quarter.
Cool.
And when we tap into something emotional like that, we can make it fun or enjoyable. So when we, sitting up at 10 o'clock doing those processes, because now the kids are in bed now, and we're going, I can do it for half an hour, I'll try something. Why am I doing this? What's my theme?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I want to go to the LPG or
Whatever it is. And
so that same thing could be over the 3 quarters, right?
Yeah.
So if you're planning it out for a year's time, then it could be the same one because you'll do this every quarter. I presume.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so the projects are the ideas. So what are the areas that I want to work on? So for example, the escape plan, the idea is project 1 for this quarter is the escape plan. And it's working through the stuff and making sure it gets done. Does that make sense? And then we want to come up with another 2 areas that we're going to focus on. And these are just some examples. So there's 3 areas where a business makes or loses money. So it's through our team or systems, it's through our margins or not having enough, and our sales and marketing. And so on the page before...
Yeah, that was the business plan. Yeah, that one. The ideal business model.
Yeah, the idea, and this, you might have your own areas that you want to focus on, but here's some examples. So for sales and marketing, are we super clear on who our target audience is? Like, are we getting the best people? Do we know who they are? And then, do we need to focus on getting more leads through the door? Does the phone need to ring more? Do I need to be getting more emails? Or, actually, the phone rings a lot, but I'm pretty shit at converting them and turning it into a sale. Or following up, for example.
10 by 12 today.
Yeah.
And then,
for 12.
with the margins, do I need to think about my costs? Do I need to think about my pricing? Actually, is this something I need to think about? Or is my cash flow just all over the place and I really need to get a hold of it?
Hold on. Could be 5 by 5. Because even 5 falls, right?
Yeah, totally. And then with people or systems, do we have strong systems in place? Do we have, and this is sort of keeping score, how do I know if I'm doing well? Exactly.
What manage them?
So do I need a proper scoreboard so I can go, yep, I'm hitting it. I can play golf because I feel good because I'm hitting it. Or, again, if we've got a team, do we need to strengthen our culture so that the team are stepping up and taking responsibility rather than us running around telling everybody what to do? And so the best businesses work on all of these things, but not all at the same time. So we need to prioritize what's actually the most important thing for us to do right now.
So you're going to teach them how to do that?
Well, they're going to pick one and they're going to work on it over the next little while. Because what happens
You can use that.
Is we have business owners who go, hold on, that's you.
Sorry, I thought it was a Japanese.
They go, I've got a great idea.
Yeah.
And they go off and do it.
Yeah.
And then they go, fuck, actually, why don't I try that one? Yeah. Oh, hang on. Let's go there. And we can go for years.
Chasing the shiny object, mate.
So the goal, and what my plan is here to help, if we know what we're targeting, so what's an ideal outcome in the next 90 days, and we go, okay, this is where I need to go, and then we put rails by focusing on one area at a time to move us towards it. And so that's what these projects are about. And it stops us from running over here because today we're prioritizing which of these areas needs to be worked on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so we can...
That's not easy.
No, it's not. So let's think about it. Let's talk about it.
It's all everything.
So
What's the most important, mate?
what's the most important for you right now to work on? Because you can't work on all of them, and you'll try, and you'll fall over.
Time cash flow.
So you can't work on a few of them parallel.
Not
So just one thing.
yeah. Well, so we're gonna pick. The idea is we're gonna pick 3 max.
I tell you, this is the biggest thing that I see in business. And it's funny, I've just read this great book, The High Performer Habits. He's going to come on our podcast, James McLaughlin. And the burning question I have for him is, it's easy for coaches to say they're not in businesses, right? I mean, you've got your own businesses, don't get me wrong. But when you've got multiple staff and all that how do you prioritise the most important thing? Because the most important thing changes every minute of every day. Doesn't it? Because that call from that customer, the text you just got, where it says, I need that quote, and you said you'd have it to me last night, and now you're in this meeting, now you've got another meeting to go. You know, and I tell you, most business coaches gloss over that because they say, focus on the big 3, right? But we all know the big 3 is, super important. But you still got to have a way of controlling the fact that you've got to make sure that the rubbish bin's been cleaned out this morning before you guys arrived, that we've turned all the lights on, that we've paid that guy we said we'd pay. And that is the hard, and that's what I'm hoping John will teach us, because that's the hardest thing, because everything's a priority if you're not careful. Because and one thing I've learned is 80-20, right? 20% of your customers will give you 80% of your business. Most businesses. Most people don't concentrate on the 20% giving the 80. Because guess what? The noisiest ones are in the other category. That's what I find. But anyway.
And remember what we did earlier. So
yeah, exactly. That urgent. That we should bring that back up because that's gold.
yeah. Because everything else is reactive.
Yeah, exactly.
And so now we're thinking, if I've only got X amount of time, and a lot of it's going to be spent in here, and I'm going to be dragged into here, and I'm going to learn how to be better at it, but how do I wedge some of this in? Which we will get to how to do that. But first thing, if you had to prioritise, if someone had a gun to your head, and I didn't bring my gun, but I could go and get it.
Mana's got it. It's got a Glock.
What's the most important for you at this stage right now?
What's today's one? Is that what you're saying? Or this quarter?
This quarter.
This quarter, okay.
And
And you're worried about cash flow, right?
Yeah.
for you guys in roles, you can sort of think about, it might even be in this down here, that how do I need to create better systems in my business or be better at knowing when to stop. And sometimes that's where that keep score is, when to stop and when to keep going, but actually when to stop and put your hat off because you've done it and feel good. One of my staff, she came to me and said, John, how do I know I'm doing a good job? And I'm like, Sophie, I tell you you're doing a good job all the time. And she said, that's the problem. You tell everyone they're doing a good job all the time. How do I know? And I went,
yeah, that's right.
So we created a dashboard for her to see that when she was doing things and hitting there, and then she could stop or feel good or pat herself on the back, rather than someone who's quite enthusiastic and expressive just going, fucking, you're doing great.
And you're playing really well, mate. You're on the beach. We've all been there, right?
So that was really powerful, that keeping score. So she knew objectively how she's doing. And that's what we're sort of trying to talk about before.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of that feeling, because feelings are wonderful, except sometimes they change.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
one
to
of
be
the
fair, Harriet hasn't been with us long enough to really probably, and it's probably my fault. She probably doesn't really know what she should be concentrating on.
because there's so much to learn, and it's,
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
infinite. Until we start to and again, as you said, Jim, prioritizing is probably one of the hardest things to do because you're. I think Stephen King, he's a writer, and he wrote like editing. It's like killing your darlings. You got to kill the things you like. But I like that sentence. I like that word. You got to kill it to make a sharp story. So I could do this and I could do that, and you got to kill those other ideas because we've got to focus on these ones, and it's hard.
But I'll tell you one of the things that used to kill us in our business was we'd get all the sales, right? We'd get all the sales. We'd spend all the time getting it. Then we'd have so much energy to get them done. Then we wouldn't have our pipe full. We wouldn't have enough sales or leads coming through.
So it's a balance.
Yeah, it was bloody hard, that one. Because
And then you get the cash flow.
Yeah,
and
and then
make
you-
sure that's trickling in. At the
and as
same
he
time.
paid us, yeah.
In my business, 2018, I pushed myself for sales, $1.5 million. And I thought, fuck, John, you've done a good job. Sat down at the end of the year, minus 25,000 net profit. All that fucking work
Yeah, made no money.
made no money.
Lost money.
Totally. So, yeah, what is so key?
What'd you do? Well, how does that work?
Well, we'd spent it all. Spend it on people, spend it on the marketing, spend it on our office, spend it on...
You didn't control it out through that whole process? You waited till the end of the year and worked it out?
So my role in my partner... So that's the thing. That was my problem. I left it to my business partner who was running that part of the business. I was running this part. I did my job.
You got the sales in.
Yeah. And then I realised, maybe I need to have a bit more
Which
of an
actually
overview
it was
of
your
this.
job. But,
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, that's, Manu, I took our structural steel business from 900,000 to 5 million. It took me 14 years. We never had a year where we didn't make money. But when I got to 5 million, we were fucking creaking because we'd driven the business to get it there. We were doing huge sales, for a small business, and my systems were shit. They weren't shit, they just couldn't cope. And that's when I put in ERP systems or, systems to help us automate good practice. And
So without systems, you got up to $5 million.
Yeah. Well, no, we had good systems, but they didn't keep up with the growth we had, even though it was quite organic. It was all good, Well, we took a business from 900,000 to 5 million. We grew people. We added utes in, and so that hurts your cash flow, right? Because you buy a ute or you purchase a ute. You either pay up front or you've got the extra costs coming in. You've got to manage your margins. We put in a system that could give us, on every job, we knew what our gross margin was, how much we'd spent. We could see it line by line. We didn't have that at the start. So, exactly what happened with you. Growth costs money. And if you're funding it only out of cash flow, when you say you don't have a bank overdraft, one of your strategies always has to be have an overdraft because you don't use it, right? But it's there because when you get into that situation, it takes the stress out. When I started there, they had a $50,000 overdraft. We had a $300,000 by the time I finished because we were growing. We were buying product to get better prices. We were doing all sorts of smart things which added to our margin. And it was like a minority report, and it was just me and Sue, me and my business partner. And what he said before, it was the other guy's fault because he was running that. Mate, we all know in this room, it's our fault, right? Every time there's a fuck up, you can blame Harriet, but it's us. We run the business. We're in charge. And if we've given Harriet too much responsibility without telling her how to do it properly, it's only us three. We're the guys. We make those calls. It's like you and your partner did.
Yeah. Which again, you learn and
Yeah, that's why you're a coach now, because you've learned. Hey, you got to fail to win.
totally.
Got to lose matches to win, right?
So I want to show you how to use this. So we might not know exactly yet what these ones might be, but I just want to show you how to actually use it. The idea. So even if you've got one, so come up with your theme. So what does ideal look like after 90 days? What's your theme that is going to carry you through? What are your 3 projects? So the escape plan, the idea is one of them. And then you add another 2. You might just add 1 because that's going to be the core and everything's going to be about that. And the third one could even be a personal thing, like I need to make sure I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
I need to make sure I'm getting my kids' balance right.
Date night.
Totally. So it could be something like that. Feel free to put that in. Now, the next thing is those, well, if I did do that, what are the benefits? So, for example, boost leads. So if I boosted my leads, what are the benefits of that? Well, more business coming in the door. I'm going to feel more confident because my marketing's working, etc., etc. So we write those things down. Yes, it's this would be great. And if I got this wrong or didn't fulfill it or didn't focus on it, what does that mean? Well, maybe a lower pipeline coming up to Christmas. Less money in the bank, more stress. So, okay, this is worth it. And then, well, what are the first steps then? Because I might not know how to do this. We don't have to know how to do it yet. But what's the first step? Which might be, I probably need to talk to Lexi. Or I need to go and talk to a marketing company. Or I need to just go and sit down and look at how much leads do I have coming in and really understand it. And then a KPI, for example, a date. When am I going to make that meeting with Lexi? When am I going to sit down and look at my marketing? So, having a number or something to hit rather than, one day I'll have a conversation. It's not hard enough. We need hard lines, hard numbers. Did you do it or not do it?
But the key performance indicators, what we were talking about before, right? With your emails. Make them so that you can, 10 to 10 or 5 to 5 or whatever it is. I'm going to do that every day.
Yep. So, what am I going to be doing to boost those leads?
Yes.
So then we do that for each one. And
so
then
you say I only have 3 projects?
Maximum. Yeah. And so projects in my language.
3 of these here.
Yeah. And maximum.
Until you pop that, then you go to another 3 and set up again and go again.
That's on the business. So for this next 3 months, you're only...
Concentrate on 3 for 3 months.
The big 3. They're your big 3.
The big 3.
And then after that.
Yeah.
And then next quarter,
next 3.
we do it again. And it could be a continuation.
Yeah, you might not get it done in a quarter.
I'll get it done.
Or there's a change. But yeah, you can only, you can't chase too many rabbits.
I've been guilty of that.
You're not going to get them.
Yeah.
You're going to be this, you're going to be doing that.
Yeah.
And we're not going to move forward. And so the idea of maximize, 3 max, and they might be in month 1, all the focus might be on one of them. Like I just might need that bandwidth because we've only got a certain amount of bandwidth. And then month 2, we go, okay, that ball is really rolling. So now I can pick up these other ones.
So if you don't collect the money, you haven't got a business, have you?
So then we put down project 1, project 2, project 3. So the name. And we have a target. So by the end of December, this is an outcome. So what's the outcome that I want? Which could be X money in the bank, X leads, or X clients that have come out of this. So these are outcomes that we don't necessarily have control over.
So give us an example, John.
Yep.
So let's say leads. Let's do leads. It's
Yep.
easy. Yeah.
And so with leads, then let's say I want to have X amount of new clients. So 5 new clients in 3 months, or 10 or 20 or whatever. And so again, I don't have control over that outcome. It's the top of the mountain. I want to get to the top of the mountain. I want to climb Everest. I think I can. I'm training for it, but we'll see. And then here are the training times that you have control over. So I'm going to call 10 people by 10 o'clock every day.
Gotcha.
Or I'm going to send 5 emails to clients every day. I'm going to follow up with every proposal before the end of the week. And so we have control over these
that's
ones.
real.
It's
Powerful
accountability.
things,
It's an
isn't it?
accountability.
100%.
If you did those
yourself.
3 things,
Yes.
you'd get more business. Guaranteed.
100%. And we put it in this simple one-pager that tells us we're doing it. And it gives us a reason because we've written it down. So 5 by 5, 10 by
So
10.
you know you quoted $500,000 this month, right? How many quotes is that to make up $500,000?
That was, I'll tell you now, I think 40 something.
So that's 40 calls you got to make, right?
I've already done about 20.
Good man.
So this is the
So
scoreboard.
$500,000 worth of quotes.
Yeah, and he wants
40
to
people.
48 actually.
48 quotes.
48 quotes.
Because you can do one for one window, right? Because like you can go and do an extension or you can do a full house.
Current tracking 48 quotes, 425k.
Yeah.
But I've got about 3 quotes sitting in my inbox, which is worth probably about 120.
Wow.
So
Complicated stuff you've got to get.
Takes
Pricing
longer.
and all
like you
that.
were saying, you're 3 days.
Get a weight back from pricing from suppliers and then complicate
this is a
pyramid
simple
rules. And
this is a simple scoreboard. Essentially, this is what we're doing. How are we going to measure the progress along the way? And what's really important is give yourself. I'm careful about my language use, but give yourself a fucking reward for doing it.
I gave him chocolate.
Because we don't do that. We don't sort ourselves out. We don't give ourselves something. We just go fucking and we just rat race. Oh, 2 weeks off. But even when I'm building sandcastles with my kid, I'm thinking about that quote, etc., etc. So if we do these things and we set up those processes and we feel good about it, what do we get out of this? For some people,
Well, it's US. Or
yeah, they went to the USA,
Yeah.
totally. Another client, I made him come up with something, and he said a new car. I was like, great, there you go. So there's something tangible. For somebody else, it was taking their family out for dinner.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a new car or going to America. It could be, I'm going to take my family and my brothers and sisters and extended family, I'm going to take them out for dinner. Because like that fulfills me or gives me a reward. And everyone feels good. I might donate money to whatever.
Yeah.
But we need to have a trophy that when we get to Mount Everest, there's a reason, like something for it. Again, I made myself chase some new clients and I had a ring at the end of it, just as a little reward, just like a small thing. But I wouldn't buy it until I did all those things. And do we get the prize even if we don't necessarily get to Everest, but we've done all the work, we've done all the training? What do you reckon?
It's a win, mate. You've done the work.
It's out of control, right?
It's out of your
Sometimes.
control.
Yeah, but we've done what we can control. And that's all we can ask of ourselves. Because the government changes the rules. The banks change the rules. The customers change the rules. But if we go, I'm going to do this stuff and I still get the reward, then next, I'm going to do it again. Next quarter, because that's what we're going to do. We've got 10 minutes and I want to land the plane on how we make sure this gets done.
I don't think you should get the reward.
And so that's totally another angle
Because you're giving yourself a reward for something you haven't.
For failure.
for failing.
It's not. It's things out of your control or whatnot, but you haven't achieved what you set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't give yourself a trophy.
And the reason I ask it like that
I don't think it's good for you.
is to
I
see
can
where it
take
ends. Yeah. Okay, well, you don't get it.
Okay.
You don't get it.
No.
So if you did 99% of it, is that a win or a loss?
It's a loss.
And totally.
That's why it's a winner though.
And what I want to land on is this is how we make it happen. Because when the hell are you going to do these on the business times? And so this is
Okay.
something super powerful called the default diary. And it says list your core functions. What we can do there is listing these sort of projects and the tasks that are going to be involved in achieving them. So when are we going to do it? And if, for example, that 10 by 10, so 10 phone calls before 10 o'clock, it's all going to go in early morning. And that's when we do it. And so the idea is you're not filling up this, but you're putting in when are you going to be able to spend time on that area? Because otherwise you're going to be lost in here. And
Time blocking.
yeah, you must wedge this in because nobody else is going to give you that time. They're all going to be screaming for you to go into these areas. So this is competing with what's in here. So we must commit to putting it in at some point in our time.
Do you guys do that?
Absolutely.
Great. And hurdles to avoid.
It just structures what I do now.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a structure for what I do now.
Cool.
Because we both play proper sport, right? Hey, 3 days a week training. There's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
If you want to play it.
Yeah.
So I always find sports when it's easy
Yeah.
to do time blocking because we've done it all our lives. You know, we knew we had to be at training at X time.
That's right.
And what you can find as well, like for
It's a
different
different
people,
Yeah.
for different people, they're going to find different rhythms. So if some people are early morning people, but if I want to be learning a new system but maybe when the kids have gone to bed, this might be in the evening. And I might just do it 2 evenings a week max because I don't want to burn myself out. But if we say, okay, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to learn this new process, don't do it on Wednesday and don't do it on Friday and pat yourself on the head on Friday that you did it on those days. Because if we put things in the calendar and we get them done, that's it. Because time will just expand until we put capacity to it. And I often say to people, like, don't block out a whole day because it won't happen. Your phone's going to be ringing. People are going to be pulling you everywhere. I talk about 45-minute chunks because it can be hard for people to concentrate more than that. Some people can go for an hour and a half or something, but don't block it out because people will want you. They'll need you. But if you say, my headphones are on, don't talk to me for 90 minutes, 40 or 45 minutes, they can wait. Otherwise, they're going to pull you around and distract you. So this is how we get this done.
Are you doing that now? Time blocking? I think it's the hardest discipline. I'm a diary guy, right? I prioritise A, B, and C's in everything I do. She's seen my diary. And A, B, and C, my monthly checklist. This is much better. But I always find that people who worked for me over the years, I use digital diaries. I always find people who use Carter's diary, the placemaker's diary, and you write in there, and you put non-negotiable things. Tuesday night, date night with mum. Tuesday, taking the kids to footy. those key things. And, we're 5 o'clock in the gym and you start doing that, you are so much more. Everybody's always saying, you get a lot done. You get a lot done because I can plan it.
And that's the thing too, like putting in those non-negotiable family things.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
Because there's no finish line. Like there's no finish line. Then you go, oh, now I'll look after my family. Like they're on the journey, and so blocking that out and exercise time
And make sure your
all
team
that
knows,
stuff.
right?
Exactly.
Because you want them. Because one of the things you sort of missed, in this culture thing and all that, is about recognition and all that. I've been the worst at it over the years. I've learned the hard way. If you don't recognise your team members and you don't always push them forward, you're a shit leader, right? Because it's all about you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've all worked for guys like that. We've had coaches like that. We've had players like that. And so if you've got to always push your people forward, recognise them, and make sure that they know that don't ring me at 6 o'clock at night because I'm going to be reading the kid. Send me a text. If it's super urgent, I'll make sure I come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can set those guidelines and rules, now sometimes those rules have to be broken, right? Because the house that you're building's on fire, you want that call. But if the guys all know in your own team that you'll respect their time and you'll vice versa, you've got a really powerful organisation.
And that's why this is called the default. So life will happen, things might need to change, but by default, this is what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
The last thing is there's a 72-hour rule, and that things that don't happen within a 72-hour rule, the likelihood of them happening falls to pretty much zero. So my suggestion is to look at this over the weekend and put some shit down, because otherwise we've just had a lovely conversation and haven't gotten anywhere. So yeah, this is the tool. Give it a whirl. The nail won't hammer
But
itself.
this works, right?
100%.
Yeah. How many people have used this system around the world? Because this is a global
Thousands.
system, right?
Yeah.
So TAN, isn't it? Is it that?
Trusted Advisor Network. Yeah.
So it's not just your stuff; it's other people's learnings and wisdom, which is important, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think how many people have you coached that are undisciplined and successful.
So they always reach a plateau. They always
Yeah.
reach a point so that you can't scale past it.
Yeah.
And you know how you get to $1 million is very different to how you get to $5 million and so on. So you reach a plateau, and there's so many. So 70% of businesses in New Zealand are one-man bands, probably because they only reach that point, and then now you've got to rely on other people. And that's a whole different thing to being really good at what you do, to building a really good team, etc., etc. It's 9 o'clock. Thanks for your time. Good job, everyone. I'm going to hang around if you do have questions.